Guys, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be doing this. This is the first time that I've actually really sat down to do a full YouTube video. So hey, welcome. But as you can see by the title, that this is a feminine hygiene. These are all the things that I use, especially as a bigger girl. So I just thought I would share this with you. So I'm gonna start from like my face all the way down to my feet. And I'm gonna go through the steps that I take to do this, and all the products that I use. So if this is helpful, well, if it is helpful by the end of the video, please leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see more from me like this. Let me know that too, and I will be glad to give you the content. Okay, so first for my face, right? I use 3 products for my face. They're inexpensive, and I will leave all links down below, so don't worry about that if you're interested in trying. So the first thing I use is the Gold Dial Bar of Soap. It's an antibacterial soap, so it gets away all the dirt and the grime, and then, you know, but I wash it with a wash rag, a clean white wash rag, thoroughly, you know, massaging my soap, rinse it off, and then afterwards, right, I take these 2. So this is vitamin E oil. Don't mind my nails, y'all, it's coming. And I also have this tea tree oil that I use. So I take those on my rag that I use to wash my face, and I'll add water to it because this tea tree oil is pretty strong. So you have to dilute it. So I'll take a little bit and like rub it together with my rag, and then I'll put that on my face. Try your best not to get it in your eyes, but you know, I'll put that on my face, and like I'll massage that in for a good 2 minutes or so, and then I'll rinse that off thoroughly just to make sure, especially the tea tree oil, is not left on there. But with this, it adds like the extra shine. I don't know if you guys can see it, maybe a little bit. But anyway, it adds a little extra shine. And then when I'm done with that, if I took my shower already, then I'll just go back in with a little bit of the vitamin E oil on top just to seal it in. Okay, so we're moving on to oral hygiene. Now there's 2 products other than my toothbrush that I thoroughly like to use, and other than floss and all of that good stuff. So I like to go in with the Dr. Bronner's peppermint toothpaste. As you can see, I'm running low, so I will be getting some more of this. I probably will order that today. But I like to use this. It has baking soda. It's all natural. You can literally read everything that they have in it on the back, which is what I love about it. And it gives peppermint, it gives fresh, it gives clean. It has baking soda. So if you're not a fan of like the baking soda texture, or having like a little bit of that hint of baking soda left in your mouth, but I love this. I absolutely love this. And secondly, I like to use this brand's mouthwash. I prefer the Healthy Gums one, but they have like Fresh Breath and all different kinds, whichever one suits you. But I like this. This is pretty good. So that's what I use for my oral hygiene, you guys. See? So now that we got the top part of our body out of the way, let's work down to the rest of us. So when we are in the shower, especially my big girls, right? I do what I call the double wash method. A minimum of 2 washes every time you're in the shower. And I don't start off with body wash or anything like that, right? So I personally like to use a bar soap first, preferably, again, my Gold Dial Bar soap. I use 2 different ones, one for my face and one for my body. But if you don't have Gold Dial Bar, if you got a regular bar soap, if it's Jergens, if it's Irish Spring, whatever you got, right? Whatever you use that's a bar soap, you use that first from the neck down, right? So I start up here, wash, whatever, right? And then once you get to your private areas, ladies, thoroughly wash. But I like to use just a little bit of like soap down there, especially if it's going to be fragrant soap. But again, I like to use the antibacterial one, so that's what I use. So I'll soap up my rag. Make sure you get in all the lady crevices, right? All the lady crevices. That's very important. and thoroughly rinse off. Once you do that, then I'd like to start again, but this time I'll take a more fragrant one if that's what I'm feeling, like a body wash, and I like to use this one, the Lilac and White Tea by Native. Alright, so with this now, I start back at the top. That's just what I do. You can like leave your private area out if you prefer to do that, but this is just how I do it. So I start back up here. This is after I thoroughly rinse out my wash rag or whatever I'm using. So I start back up here, you know, make sure you get in all your parts. And girls who have bigger chests, make sure you are lifting them up and like thoroughly washing underneath them, okay? Because they get hot, they sweat, okay? So you have to make sure you get under there. That's the only difference with my bigger girls. Listen, you gotta just make sure you get the areas. That's all. That is all. But I got you, sis. I got you. Right? So I take my body wash on top. First of all, this gives me like a double clean, first of all. And this, I like this because it's a light scent. And I get this from Target, you guys. But I'll also leave the link to this down below. On the website, they be having deals and stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So once I get to my you know, vaginal area, I don't like to use this on there, so I'll skip that. But then I'll move down to like my legs and stuff, right? Maybe I didn't fully explain. Okay, so let me go back. I'm all over the place, but let me go back for a second. So during the first wash with your bar soap, right, once you get to your vaginal area, you clean it, and you clean it thoroughly. You get all in between the crevices, ladies, in between the crevices. This ain't just for my big girls, it's for my skinny girls, my medium-sized girl. Make sure you're getting all in between the crevices, right? And don't be afraid to do a sniff test, okay? I think that's like the best way to help you if you are having odor issues down there, or you know. But if you still smell certain, like a certain scent on there, and you're like, okay, I'm getting it, but it ain't quite there yet, you rinse your rag out, you add more soap, you do it again. You do it until you don't smell anything, okay? That's how you know that you good down there, all right? So once you do that, you thoroughly rinse out your rag, and then you proceed to the next area. And the next area is not your behind, at least for me, not yet. I like to save that for last. The next area I like to do after I clean my vaginal area thoroughly is my legs. Ladies, men too. I feel like this is important. I feel like a lot of people don't wash their legs. I don't get it. It's very important. Your legs do a lot of heavy work, and even though you may not always feel your legs sweating, they do. So please, I promise you, if you don't wash your legs normally, I promise the next time you go in the shower and you try like washing your legs, you'll see some dirt. Please wash your legs, okay? That's important. But I use again, my body wash for that, and I like do a nice thorough scrub with that. And then the same thing with your feet. Make sure you're getting in between your toes, on the bottom of your feet, you know, everything. And then I rinse out my rag again. Now for my smaller girls, you can just go back in with a bar soap, because now we're gonna go back to your behind. But for my bigger girls who it may be harder for you to reach certain areas, I would say go back in with your body wash, because it's more slippery. So if it's harder for you to like kind of reach back there, I'll use this, okay? And let me tell you why. You want to get between your your butt cheeks. That's very important. You want to get really like in there to like where you're touching your booty hole. Sorry if this is like TMI, but I feel like if it's hygiene, I gotta let you know, right? So you want to get in there, and you want to make sure that you thoroughly washing, like you're scrubbing in there, you know, making sure all of it's clean. The sides of your butt cheeks, just make sure it's clean. And you do the same thing that you do to your vajayjay, okay? If you need to do the sniff test, do the sniff test. It's no shame in doing the sniff test, you guys. I promise you, it's no shame. This is the easiest and the most effective way for you to know that you have thoroughly cleaned yourself. All right, if it's still smelling a little rank back there, you need to go in again. So you rinse that rag out, you add some more soap, and you do it again until you don't smell anything. Now, when I wash off, you know, you get in the shower, you rinse it, you let the water wash you, but I'll spread like my cheeks or like kind of bend over to like let the water thoroughly get the area, and I'll also do it with the rag. I'll rinse off with the rag too. Okay, are we good? We good? Okay. All right, so now we are done with our shower routine. Now, again, my bigger girls, it's important that you also dry off thoroughly, because if you leave, like for example, right, if you have big breasts and you dry off everywhere else but you forget underneath, it can cause like a lot of moisture and it can cause a smell again, and that's not what we're trying to do. So you want to thoroughly clean. So just like how you was in there with that rag scrubbing, you want to take your towel or whatever and make sure you're lifting up and drying thoroughly. You want to dry your vajayjay thoroughly, your butt thoroughly, everything, right? So once you do that, before I put my clothes on, generally I'll take this mixture that I made. I have it in like this kind of soup thing, but it's nothing but shea butter and olive oil. I melted it down in a pot and then put it in the fridge to get it like this. Now I like to use this because it keeps my skin smooth, it keeps it soft, and also it can help with stretch marks eventually over time. I just want to make sure that's clear. Over time it can help with that. So ladies, if you have that, this can be helpful. You just need, it doesn't matter if it's the yellow or the white shea butter, it doesn't matter. You just melt that with some olive oil in a pot and then let it cool down. Put it in your fridge until it's solid, pretty much. When you get into it, it'll just melt in your hands or whatever, and you rub that all over your body. Big girls, again, if your thighs are like chafing and stuff, you take a little bit of this and you rub it together on your hands and rub the area, so it helps you prevent some chafing and all of that stuff. So that's what I like to use. And then if I'm not gonna use this or something, I'll just, ooh, not me hitting the camera. But if I'm not gonna use that, I'll just take some lotion, any lotion, it doesn't matter, whatever lotion you like to use and stuff, or you can use a body oil. Sometimes I use the vitamin E oil that I showed you guys. It doesn't really matter, that's your thing. Another tidbit I think I should add, this isn't like a full shower routine that you should do every day, but like when it's time to, you know, shave and stuff like that, I like to use Nair. Now I know this is just me. You can use whatever you like, you can stick to your razors and whatever, but for me personally, I'll use the Nair. Now Nair can cause irritation, but I've learned, for me, the only one that doesn't is the aloe vera one. So this one here. Okay, so with this, right, I use this for my underarms, my legs. I even use it for my vaginal area, and I know some people are skeptical about that, so if you are not comfortable with that, I completely understand, and do what works for you, right? But I use it on all of those areas, and I feel safe doing it because, again, for some reason the aloe, it doesn't irritate me, it doesn't burn, it doesn't itch, it doesn't do any of that. So I'll use this and I will set a timer. I think the max you can use is 10 minutes. I only go for 7 minutes, and then I'll use a wash rag and like get it off or wipe it off of me. And then I do this before I get in the shower, so I'll wipe it off of me, and then I'll get in the shower and then do my shower routine. So if you would like more explanation about this, let me know in the comments. But you guys, oh no, I thought that was it. There's one more thing. Now, this is big girl friendly, this is little girl friendly. Also, ladies, ladies, these right here, some wet wipes. They're a must-have, okay? They're a must-have. Throughout the day, if you're using the bathroom, whether it's a number 1 or number 2 or whatever, you need some wet wipes, okay? Tissue just don't cut it. It just don't cut it. And if you're wondering why you're still smelling a certain way even after you, it may be because of your toilet routine, you know? So with tissue, it's kind of hard, it's kind of dry, and then sometimes if you do decide to add water, it'll like break apart, and that's not what we're looking for. So wet wipes is essential to wipe again the crevices of your vajayjay and get like all of, you know, the number 2 off your behind, right? So I highly recommend these. This is like a game changer, especially if you're on your cycle, ladies. Also, I would like to do a separate video about like women's monthly cycle routines that I do, some of the brands that I like to use and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, please leave a comment below. I would love to do that, especially for my younger girls who are getting to learn themselves, who just started getting their cycle, or who don't even have it yet. You know, I would love to do that. But if you, it's not really up to me. If you guys are interested in that, please leave a comment letting me know that you would like to see that type of content from me. But anyway, you guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you in my next one. Bye.